Why are women not noticing you? You go through life trying to get women's attention, trying to do the right things, and yet for some reason they simply do not pay attention to you and don't want anything to do with you romantically and sexually. Isn't it crazy how women have so much attention when you go on a dating app like Tinder and Bumble, and yet it's exactly the opposite for most guys who have no attention? Isn't it crazy how you go to a nightclub or a bar and it's the women that get all the compliments and drinks, and yet you just sat there, no woman paying attention to you? So why do women find you invisible, and how to stop being invisible? That's what I'm going to talk about in the next few minutes. The biggest reason why women find you invisible is that you are not standing out from most other men. If you're like most guys trying to get women's attention, what do you usually do? You go to the gym, you try to make more money, you try to work on your Instagram. Now, these are the things that all of the other 99% of the men are doing. It's what I call red ocean dating. If you've ever read the book Blue Ocean Strategy, it's essentially a business book that talks about how most businesses compete in a very crowded market, which is called red ocean. For example, right now a lot of AI apps, if you're launching an AI app, it's basically a red ocean because you're competing against thousands of other people. And in dating, red ocean means doing what everyone else is doing. So just trying to get bigger biceps, trying to get better perfume, changing your stories on Instagram. It's just what everyone else is doing. So obviously you're not going to stand out unless you are top of the top in that red ocean. But because it's red ocean, because it's super saturated and crowded, it's very hard to stand out. Number two is that most guys still haven't learned to properly show intent to women that they speak. They think that just by being nice and just by talking to them, communicating to them, that's enough. But it is not enough. It's like getting in a car and then being frustrated that it doesn't move. Well, you still have to push the pedal. And when you're talking to a woman, you do have to show intent. You have to show that you're interested in her romantically and sexually. And if you're afraid to do that, well, they won't pay attention to you. Number one is because they don't know that you're interested in it. They might not know, but most likely they know that you're interested in it. They don't respect you for being too afraid to show intent to them. So that is number two, is you're simply not showing enough intent. So women tend to not notice you. And number three of why women don't notice you is you're not polarizing enough. Again, in your communication, if all you do is ask polite questions and give them compliments about how beautiful they look, then they won't pay attention to you. Again, if you combine it with the first point that I made, it's just like you're another guy in the red ocean doing the same thing. And there are thousands, millions of guys doing the same thing as you're doing. So why would they notice you? The women that you want to be dating, they simply have way too many options. So unless you change your strategy from red ocean to blue ocean, unless you start showing intent, and unless you change your communication style to be polarizing enough for them to notice you, they won't notice you. Also, another thing is you need to stop feeling resentful to women and thinking, oh, well, they just like chads, they like muscular guys, and feeling sorry for yourself that you're not 6'3", that you're not billionaire, and all these things. It's your fault. You're just competing in the wrong ocean. You're trying to use the wrong tools. And quite frankly, you're probably not doing enough, because just trying to get a promotion in your job, going to the gym, yes, it's not enough to be dating the woman that you want to be dating. It's not enough to get their attention, especially to get their attention. There's a lot of competition out there, so you can feel bad about it and you can blame the society of how social media and dating apps have ruined the markets, or you can just accept the reality as it is and get better. Go into the blue ocean, learn how to communicate more effectively, learn how to be more polarizing, and then women will start noticing you. I guarantee it. Once you learn these things, women do notice you because you essentially learn to be undeniable. Now, if you would like the first step of learning this, polarizing communication, I've made a totally free flirting guide, which you can download below this video. It will teach you the art and science of unscripted flirting, playful communication, polarizing communication, which is a first and massive step onto communicating in a way that women do notice you. Check out the link in the description.